What's the haps? I'm Meroka, and today I'm going to be taking an early look at Blacksea Odyssey. This is a game that, as you can see from the title screen, is currently on Kickstarter. It is blending a fusion of Geometry Wars, Shadow of the Colossus, and some roguelike stuff, which is a pretty good checklist of things. So yeah, I'm quite liking what I've seen of this. So I want to take you through. This is a demo that you can go get by going checking out the Kickstarter page. I've got a tutorial level, which I don't think we need to bother with. I will explain all the things as we go along. It's not an overly complex game, all things considered. We are in a contest to become the greatest hunter in the known universe, and we are competing. We are the old man, he's down here, and we are competing with these chaps to become the greatest hunter. And between levels you get this dialogue, which is quite silly at times, to be quite honest. Yeah. We have a shop which we can buy things from, but we're not going to be able to do that because we haven't got any money because we haven't done any levels, so we should probably pick a level. Each level is going to give you a huge boss to hunt down and slay for bounty points, as well as a lot of other things to find. And so far they're all crack hammers. That's level 1, all the bosses are the same in this instance. It sometimes mixes them up, but as I say, it's kind of roguelike, so there's a sort of randomized elements to things. There's a couple of different bosses that can pop up in this demo, so yeah, there's crack hammer, and then there's... I forget the other one, Glass Fin or something I think is the name of the other one, I can't remember. But yeah, we'll probably see that before the day is out. And then there's some randomized kind of things. So this one, the enemy's going to be a bit slower, going to get a bit less treasure, but presumably it'll be an easier level. This one, the enemies are bigger, but you'll get more legendary runes, which are going to be your upgrades and stats. And that one's even tougher still, so the enemies have got even more health, but you're going to get even more awesome stuff. So yeah, I'm going to go in for the awesome stuff. Thank you very much. So there will be a bunch of different characters that have, I presume, different abilities and things to go with. This obviously only has the old man as your playable character. He flies through space in his old man spaceship. There's a kind of a Moby Dick kind of thing going on, trying to slay the white whale or whatever. We can throw spears. He has a limitless quantity of spears that he can hurl at things. He has a harpoon, which will allow him to attach himself to enemies, which is pretty badass, to be quite honest. And yeah, we can fly around through this sort of asteroidy field kind of thing. The environment is entirely destructible, which is kind of cool. And you have a little bit of a boost. You can see by my health in the top left, there's blue bars that as you use them, they'll deplete. However, if I let it charge up to full, if you deplete it entirely, it takes a little while to recharge, but if you don't, it recharges pretty quickly. But if I charge it up to full, this is something I quite like, is you can just go through walls. It just lets you boost. Oh, I ran out. Oh well. I need some upgrades to my boost, but yeah, you can just boost through the terrain. You just go so fast that you go through walls, which is pretty awesome. Well, here's an enemy. It hasn't noticed me yet. If I stab it, it probably will. Yeah, he's got a big armored front, and it's probably going to try and charge me down. So I don't want that to happen. See, oh, here it comes, here it comes. And each of it's kind of in different segments, so I can sort of harpoon onto... I can try to harpoon onto different bits of it and tear it apart. Which... I need to get behind it, but it doesn't want to let me do that. It's not happening. Yes! Great! I've got its fin. So eventually, if I deal enough damage to that fin, I can keep throwing spears at that fin. Eventually, I'll be able to tear it out. There we go! Rip its fin off. And you can tear the enemies into pieces. It gets a bit gory in some places. It's kind of grotesque, especially when it comes to the boss fights. You're literally ripping like the insides of bosses out, which is like horrifying, but particularly epic as well. So it's worth it. So on our radar bottom left, we can see that we're near the boss. Actually, the boss won't actually engage us until I actually attack it. So should feel entirely free to go scout out the current asteroid field and try and find treasures and things. There is. You can get keys. Again, you can see that top left. You can see how many keys I've collected. You get those from just various enemies that you find. I'm not finding any enemies. And then there's treasure chests dotted around. So that's mostly where you're going to get a lot of your upgrades from. And there's a lot of, your standard roguelike-y stuff that's, it's a shooter, so you can get your split shots. You can get damage over times, different AoE effects. Nothing super crazy original, but, it's still pretty cool. Once we get some stuff, I'll be able to show you some of it. A lot of it's the sort of things you would expect from kind of a twin-stick shooter. I will say, as far as twin-stick shooters go, I'm playing this with keyboard and mouse, which I wouldn't normally say was ideal for a twin-stick shooter. I would say I'd prefer gamepad controls, but the gamepad controls, from what I could make out, seem to be limited. It was really, really difficult to navigate menus with it. I'm not sure if that's kind of fully fleshed out yet or not. As I say, it is a Kickstarter demo, so it's not a finished product here. So there's maybe some work to be done in that regard. Fortunately, it does play perfectly fine with keyboard and mouse. Normally I'd be like, no, don't play a twin-stick shooter with keyboard and mouse, but this actually works. I've had literally no problems playing this with keyboard and mouse. It's absolutely fine in that regard. That one's dead. I hope I didn't accidentally just shoot the boss there. I have a worrying suspicion I might have, like, hit the boss off screen or something. Crystal Drakes, can we... Yeah, they're kind of armoured from the front. They're a little difficult to get a grapple on. Once got its back to me, though. Ah, we have the back end now. Ow! Maybe I shouldn't be tethered to that one, because it's just going to shoot at me now. We'll take its fin off. There we go, and now it's dead. That one dropped a consumable item. That's obviously, that is... as the icon would perhaps suggest, that is a repair icon. So, come on. It's dead. It's dead. I've got no keys. This is disappointing. I'm not going to be able to get any treasure without any keys. If I press tab, you can pause things and bring up your inventory at any time. So you've got a big grid of inventory stuff that has nothing in it at the minute. Down here, you've got kind of your usable item slots. So you can assign one item to Q and one item to E to use at any time. So I've got healing on my Q. That's going to restore 25 health. It doesn't restore it all at once. It heals it over time. So you gotta bear in mind what you're doing. You gotta pay some attention to what you've got and what you're using. So if your health's running low, you don't want to be trying to like heal up all at once, because that's not what's going to happen. You're going to need to sort of plan ahead. I want to boost through one of these walls, but that's not happening. I could just dig through it, I suppose. It's a slow and tedious way, but I can't find my way through this particular little asteroid thing. Come on. Dig! Dig, old man. Dig. There we are, we're through. We can do that. That's what the game allows us to do. There's a treasure chest here. In fact, there are 2 treasure chests here, but I have no keys yet. Those things eat through those quite nicely. I suppose if it destroys the walls, I can get through them as well, so that's okay. I would like one of these to drop a key so we can get some treasure, and then once I got some treasure, I might be geared to take on the boss. I don't feel confident to take on the boss right off the bat. You do need to go hunting stuff just to get yourself prepared. Kind of a little bit risk of rain in that kind of way, as far as like, okay, you can go do the boss straight away. You might not want to, though. You might want to think a little bit more about gearing up before you do that, which is something I kind of like. I kind of have a tendency to overdo that, I think. I tend to just sort of keep going until there is nothing left in the level. Risk of Rain kind of had that time element to it as well. If you took too long to gear up, it kind of forced you to not do that. This one just does give you the leisure to just keep going as long as you like, which for someone like me is not ideal. There we go, we've got a key. We can finally actually start gearing up our character a little bit. So, bloop, there we go, that's open. That literally just had money in it, good lord. That'll be handy between levels. That won't be handy to me here now. We can only visit the shop once we've done this particular mission. So, I need to go kill some more stuff. I'm not seeing anything else on radar at the minute, which is unfortunate. So whilst we're cruising around, let's talk a little bit about this being on Kickstarter. This is a game that I feel like I have seen somewhere before, actually. I'm familiar with this game as a concept, I feel. I've definitely seen it somewhere in the world before. Can't remember where. I don't know if they showed at PAX or something, maybe? Is that where I've seen it? Could be. It could be. Some minnows. Minnows might have a key. They probably won't have anything, but you never know. So they apparently had a publisher for a while, but the publishers kind of left them high and dry and ceased funding them now, so they're not able to continue with that, so they've turned to Kickstarter. So obviously a lot of the development is done. I think it's mostly just designing enemies and bosses and, you know, fleshing out the content of the game. Because so far all the levels on this look very similar. I feel like some more level design would be nice to give it a bit of variety. This whole crystalline... the whole crystalline asteroid field thing is kind of cool, but it would get pretty samey quite quickly, I think. I would definitely like to see more variety in the environments. So yeah, I think Kickstarter funding is just there to, you know, buy them some time to actually flesh out the content that's in the game. Aiming for... there's a key I wanted. Aiming for a May 2016 release. They're currently charging, or currently asking $10 for a pre-order on Kickstarter. I think if you're looking for a console version, because they are ultimately aiming for a console version later down the line, that's you're looking at $15 for that. Now, previously they were working with a publisher to get the console version. It's not a surefire thing without a publisher. A lot more difficult to get onto a console without a publisher, to be honest. But they're confident. If they've been approved once, they think they can do it again. So that's cool. Let's go grab that last chest. There's something weird with the music. It keeps doing this sort of... I like the music, but it does have a tendency to just go, hey, fast-paced music, it's a fight, when I was like, I'm not in a fight. There's no fight anywhere near me. So it's definitely... This build is definitely not bug-free. There are definitely a few issues to be had around here, but nonetheless, there's some stuff, great. Yeah, there's definitely some issues to be found in here, but, you know, it's a prototype of a unfinished game. What exactly did you expect? If it was bug-free, I'd be very, very impressed. Right, what do we got? We got I don't know where I got the fireball from. I got the fireball from somewhere and didn't notice I'd got that. I think that might have come out of the chest because I didn't have the fireball spinning around me before. We definitely got the split shot there. So split shot rank 2. There seems to be like 3 ranks of each thing, each type of thing. So we've got the split shot, which lets me throw 3 additional spears. There is then a split shot 3, which lets me throw even more spears. And we got a fireball. You kind of got these passive ones that affect your ship more so than you, and then you've got 4 slots up top that specifically affect your attacks. And you can tell which one's which by the shape of the runes. As you collect them, you'll notice that all the attack ones have got that shape rune, all the passive ones have kind of got that shape rune. So yeah, I've got may have seen that. Oh, there we go. There's that fireball. I think I accidentally just used a healing tool there, didn't I? Whoopsie. Yeah, the fireball spins around me and do some damage. It's not a very potent thing, but it's better to have it than to not have it, I suppose. And the split shot's nice because that's just going to let me do quite a lot of damage. There's that fireball spinning around me. It hits the sort of the asteroids, but doesn't damage them in any way. I can't help but think it might be nice if that kind of just like chipped bits off the asteroid like all the other attacks in the game, but hey-o. Where have we got? I'm looking for a boss. I think I've hit the edge of the galaxy there. Let's boost through some walls. Why not? I'll try and find the boss wherever I left him. They're kind of easy to find when you're not ready to fight them, and then for some reason every time you're like, I am now ready to fight a boss, you can never find the dang things. I would love to show you some of the big ones. It's a reasonably lengthy demo. There's a lot of content in here. I would love to show you some of the other bosses, but particularly the final boss, because there is kind of a mega boss on level 3. You get a couple of these sort of smaller bosses, and then there's a mega boss, which is just several times the size of the screen, and you need to sort of dismantle it bit by bit by bit and wear it down and take chunks off it. And it's such a cool fight. It's really awesome. You'll kind of get a taste of it by doing this boss, really. Tell you what, I'm going to take that shield and I'm going to put that on E. Come on, go on E. Maybe go on E? I don't know. Or don't. I don't know. There's definitely bugs involving, yeah, the item interface there is definitely buggy. The stuff seems to get stuck where it's not supposed to be, and that's just not letting me place it there, which is really weird. So I don't even know what's going on there. You can hear from the music, like I said, I think there's some issues with the music. It just keeps playing that fight music for like no well-established reason. I haven't fought anything in a while, and it's like, no, fights are happening. No, it's not. Okay. If you could get that tightened up, that would be nice. Other than that, I do dig the soundtrack. The visual style's cool. I think the animations maybe could use a little work. Oh, here's a boss. Because if you look at the old man, he just kind of sort of pivots. There's the 2 arms stuck out to the side. Kind of looks like Stretch Armstrong, I think. Like those old Stretch Armstrong figures. They're just stocky arms poked out to the side, and he just kind of pivots around his waist. That just looked weird animation-wise. I feel like there's probably a better way to do that than that. I do kind of dig his beard sort of trailing behind him through space, though. That's cool. So it's just a lot of details and things. So here's a boss. It's not as ridiculous and huge as the final boss. Oh god, the fireball aggroed it. Ah, my fireball. No, why would you do that? We've got a lot of spikes that provide a lot of armor, but we can take a fin off like that. Oh god. Want to try and let's try and take the other fin off. Can I get to the other side? Oh, something has already moved that fin. I don't know where it's gone, but ouch, ouch. Let's pop that. Let's get some healing going. So I can't use that shield for some reason. Okay, it brings up the thing that says harpoon when it's ready to be harpooned. If you keep damaging it, it won't destroy these ones. You genuinely need to be using the harpoon to tear it apart. So you need to throw spears at it till it's damaged enough, then harpoon it, rip chunks of it out of it. Tear it apart. Whilst trying not to get hit by all the many, many projectiles. It's coming towards me, stabby end first. That's not fun! It's not fun at all. Don't want to be stabbed. Ah! Take your jaw off. Alright, let's take that other fin off. It has the health. You can see the health bar at the top, so as you tear chunks off, it'll just do... that fin's not ready to be removed. It will take large parts of its health off. There we go. So a chunk of its health just disappeared. So it took its health off. Kinda gotta charge the harpoon up for a second. You gotta hold right click down for a moment just to charge up your harpoon. You can't just spam it, which I kinda keep feeling like I should be doing, but you can't. But it's looking pretty raggedy. You can kind of see what's going on with this one. You just gotta tear it in half in the middle, which is pretty grotesque. This is what I mean about is there's a lot of kind of weird purple gore stuff going on with these boss fights. You're literally just tearing the insides out of it, which is horrifying, but astonishingly epic at the same time. Oh god, what's it doing? Ah, there we go. I think I got it. I thought I'd torn its innards out. Runes and things. The bosses, it'd be nice if it gave you an extra second or so just to grab the loot, because the bosses just explode into loot, but then the level immediately ends and you can't collect a lot of it, which is kind of disappointing. So, there's a few little tweaks like that. I don't know what's going on with that. That is clearly some manner of visual bug that I've not seen before, but hey, there you go. So there you go. We get a little bit more dialogue between the levels, between our characters. So, there you go. We've got another crack hammer and another crack hammer as the next level. So if I do the next level, I'm going to get the same boss twice. It would have been nice to have had the other boss, because then I could have shown you the other boss as well. So that's not going to happen today, unfortunately. If we go into the shop, we've got a green blobby dude is going to sell us things. So I got 100 credits from that level. That would allow me to buy a boost recharge, which would be nice. I could buy hold a steady, increased damage while the ship is not moving. Interesting. I don't think I would want that, to be honest. I don't like the idea of not moving my ship, because that means something is going to hit you. We've got a couple pickups there from the boss, in fact. So steroids gives us extra damage boost. We've got berserk potion, deal and take double damage for 10 seconds. You can get bombs. You can throw bombs to stuff around your ship. You throw out 4 bombs kind of diagonally around your ship, and that will blow things up. So if you get up close and personal with a boss and throw that out, you can blow up chunks of it, which is pretty cool. So that's just yeah, you got the recharge 1 and recharge 2 there. For some reason recharge 2 costs less than recharge 1. That doesn't strike me as being right. I guess that's kind of... I guess the prices are somewhat randomized as well, but I would have said recharge 2 should always cost more than recharge 1. That seems like an issue. But, as I say, there's a good 6 months or so before they're aiming for any kind of actual launch. So they're aiming for May 2016, so... These are things that can be tweaked and polished and improved. Boost power 3, boosts are 40% more powerful. I would like that, but I can't have that. And yeah, we've got, in fact, yeah, you got recharge 1 and recharge 1 at 2 different prices in the store. Why not? I don't know whether the 2 stack. I don't know if you could stack 2 recharge 1s and get 40% boost power. I don't know if that's how the game works. It would, as a sort of a feature request, it would be nice if you could actually see your stats as a whole somewhere, so you could see whether they stack or anything. If you stack 2 boosts, where it'll say your total boost power is X. That'd be kind of cool. But there you go. So yeah, it's this interface, by the way, that I seem to be having trouble with the gamepad. I don't know if I just had the controls wrong and the controls need rebinding or something. Maybe that was it. It is Unity, so I presume the controls can be rebound to a degree. If you went through the Unity launcher, I imagine there's control rebindings in there. You could probably do something with it. It'd be cool to see something in-game that was just like, okay, these are all your abilities, which buttons would you like to do that with? That'd be the best way to do it. So far, not. Like I say, it's just a demo. There's no real options to speak of in the game because it is a demo. But that is Blacksea Odyssey. I'm liking this a lot. Normally, I wouldn't sink too much time into a game before doing one of these early looks. I would just, play through the demo or what have you, get a feel for things. I've come back to play this a few times. I'm like, I'm really enjoying this. I want to play more of this. I keep picking this and I was like, I just want to slay some epic stuff. And it lets you slay epic stuff, you know. It's that same kind of formula as Titan Souls. It's just really satisfying to take down really big things, you know. It's got that going on for it, and I like that a lot. So yeah, Blacksea Odyssey, there'll be a link to the Kickstarter in the description below, which you can go check out. And I would very much look forward to seeing this come out in May 2016-ish, depending on things, you know how game development tends to go down. But yeah, keep an eye out for this. It's going to be a good game. I really do think so. So thank you very much for watching. I've been Meroka. This has been Blacksea Odyssey. I will see you next time.